Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to our chat corner. It has been really a long time
Very
since
long
we
time.
since we sit together as twins and have conversation, about beautiful topics that, are very interesting. So, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. So today we have a topic that, has been on our mind for a long time, and we have been having conversation around the topic, and we said, you know what, let's bring it to our people out there and see what you guys think.
Think.
So this topic is going to come in the form of a question, but we're going to elaborate on why we are asking this question. What is it that we can now see? What could be the possible risk factor to this kind of changes if our Jamaican people do not actually come back to basic, come back to their original self and do their original self? If that
Amen.
makes sense. Yeah. So what is the topic for today?
So the topic for today, as my sister rightly is saying, we do have some concern about our Jamaican fellow brothers and sisters. So the topic is, has Jamaican lost their authentic ways or their
Authenticity. Yeah. And what is that? Let's look at the meaning of it, because I really want to get, a full understanding when we said authentic way or authenticity. Okay. So it's the quality of being genuine, real, and true to oneself, or an original source rather than a counterfeit or imitation. So we are saying, has Jamaican, lost their genuine self, their real self, their true self? Are they becoming a counterfeit or an imitation? And so it's surrounding our culture as Jamaican people. We are known for our food,
music,
dance, our
patois.
patois. So have we actually lost that? And why are we so concerned? Especially, we're going to look at the food aspect of it. When you think about Jamaica, people will say, oh, the food in Jamaica is so
best.
great. It's the best. the taste is so different. It is different from any other country. When you go to Jamaica, you can actually, be sure that you get in the real deal. The spices, the way that they cook it, everything is just spot on. But, I've been seeing that many people like ourselves are having question, because changes seems to be occurring in our country, where you see a lot of fast food chain has been coming in. We can't stop that because it's happening in every country. This is something that the government cannot stop. So we're not here to say stop them coming in. What we're here to say is Jamaican people have to realize the importance of keeping their authentic self, and not losing it, and becoming, whether the European, the American, the Canadian, and especially
The Americans.
the Americans.
Yeah.
And why we say especially the Americans, because there are evidence to show that in America, the food there is not healthy. The food there has been in you say now contaminated.
Yeah.
It has been tampered with. That's the word that I want to say. So it's not the real deal. And as a black person, which I'm so proud to be a black woman, as a black person, I do know that oftentimes, if we are not careful, we will not be getting the real deal. So when you think about meat coming into Jamaica, there's certain meat that cannot come from America to the European country.
Yeah.
It cannot come here because when it comes on to health, they want to protect their people and they want to keep their people safe. So there are certain meats that are in, the US that has been tampered with. It is not organic meat. It is not real meat.
Not the real deal.
It is not the real deal. And so I know when it comes to Jamaica, because Jamaica is, they would say, the third world country. It is coming in a cheap thing, and because people are struggling.
Yeah.
They will sometimes reject their original meat, which is the Jamaican meat, the Jamaican butcher, and go to the cheap deal to get the cheap food, the cheap fruits, the cheap burger, the cheap things, and
cheap fries.
And oh my goodness.
So basically, what tends to be happening in Jamaica is that people no longer, do their home cooked meal.
Yeah.
Because even when I go home to visit, you find that even the children, it's all about the fast food, and even adult themselves is all about the fast food. We are coming from a generation when wish our mom would have gone to work and then should have come home and then should have prepared a good cooked meal. And that meal don't come with no side effects.
No.
At all. You eat the meal and you are so energized.
Yes.
But what is happening right now in this present time, because of the amount of fast food train that is there in Jamaica, people become so lazy. And because the food is so cheap, people now turn to fast food. And so they are not realizing that they are eating junk. And the more junk you put in your body, there is a consequence at the end.
Yeah. And what we realize is that sickness are increasing in our Caribbean country. The kind of sickness that you will say you will only watch TV and hear about. As a child growing up in Jamaica, you will only hear about some of these sickness. Now it is named among our Jamaican people. Why? Because Jamaicans are now eating the same food, eating from the same table, eating the king's meat, as we will read in the Bible. When the three
Egyptian meat.
Yeah, when the three Hebrew boy and Daniel went into the Babylon city, what they did was really, really powerful. They didn't eat from the king's table, and they were more stronger, they were more fitter than the people who were eating the meat. So what we realize now, and I speak more with passion than my passion more than my sister. Anyway, but what we're realizing, guys, is that based on the fact that our Jamaican people are running to these fast food, the health system is being overwhelmed. When I'm hearing that Jamaica hospital is so crowded, I'm thinking, this is what you're hearing foreign. Actually, because most people in foreign don't cook, they only eat fast food. Because they don't grow up like we as a Caribbean people who cook at our home. Breakfast is cooking, lunchtime cooking, dinner time cooking, and sometimes we only have 2 meals for the day. Breakfast and dinner. In between, lots of fruits. We just go to Mango Bush, Naceberry Field, and we just pick fruits all throughout the day and eat until your parents come home. You have a nice meal again and you go to your bed. But they're eating all these unhealthy oil. The oil that they use in these fast food are not healthy. And they're using reused oil 24/7. And I know people will say, so what? Some people will say, it never killed me. But not realizing that it is a slow death. It is a slow death. If we don't actually come back to our authentic self, where our foreparents always pick from the field, get your callaloo, your ackee, your yam, cabbage, your banana, your cabbage, your pacho. They were in those days. They eat less meat, and their meat was much more healthier. It was the common fall, not like these chicken now, where some of them you don't even know where they're coming from or what they have been injected with.
Because a lot when we go to Jamaica, we realize that the meat product is not just from Jamaica. So you have to know, as a person, ask for the Jamaican product, because the meat some of the meat are coming from America, and I'm sure the meat that they send to Jamaica
It's not the best.
is not the best
It's
meat.
black people out there.
Yeah, because when you look at even the Americans, when they eat the cheap food, because when you think about, okay, if you go to a supermarket and everything is, well, in that a particular section is chicken, and you have several chicken. However, you have different price range on the chicken. They're all chicken, but then you have different price range on it. So when you think about the cheapest one there, what is it? Is it really a chicken?
Yeah.
The question is it really a chicken? Because what makes it different? What makes it, so cheap for individual? And then, okay, the ones that is at a higher price, you find that those who are financially equipped, can afford that. So why is it so expensive in that range? What makes it so expensive? What makes it cheap? And what makes it expensive? What is special about that one from the one that is cheap? So you have to know, think deeply.
Yeah.
What is it that I'm putting inside of my body? What is it that I'm cooking for my family? Yes, I do understand that, okay, people sometimes struggle. But if you're going to buy something that is going to slowly kill you, kill your family, before you know it, you start to experience all different type of symptoms in your body, and you're wondering, why am I feeling like this? Why I don't have any energy? Why is as if like, when I keep have to go to the doctors only to find out that maybe, diabetes, cancer, high cholesterol, all of those things,
high blood pressure,
all of those things is taking over my body. What change? It all comes down to what you consume. What you're consuming in your body. And this is what I'm seeing happening in Jamaica. Jamaicans is no longer going to their, own people to buy the product that they, raise at their house. It might be a bit expensive, which is sad, but you know what? It's better to buy something that you are going to be in. Because when you think about it, if you get sick now, all of your money going into medical. In the medical.
Prevention is better than cure.
So if you can afford it, and go back to vegetable, cabbage. People grow, those organic cabbage or kalaloo.
The cabbage that will rotten. Not the cabbage that don't go off.
Anything that
doesn't rotten, it's not good. Something is wrong with it. Something is definitely wrong with it. So if you have vegetable, if you have bread, if you have anything in your house and it's not rotting, something is wrong with it. And if fly is not eating, if ants is not eating it, if bugs are not eating it, something is wrong with it. Something is definitely wrong. And yes, all these burgers, you know what is in them? It is not real beef. It is not real chicken. All these burgers and even the burger itself may not even a proper burger. Because some of these bread are not actually Jamaican products. They're not Jamaican products. And so our people are now exposed to danger because nobody wants to cook anymore. Everybody like the microwave way. So easy, so fast. And you may ask, then how come my grandmother lived so long? Your grandmother was cooking.
That's it.
Yeah. How come my grandma never have these kind of
sickness?
Well, what she do? She makes sure that she go to the farmer and she plant her food herself and she eat from her produce. What we are doing now, we are losing who we are as a Jamaican. No, people are coming to Jamaica. I see a video where somebody's saying the food don't taste nice anymore. You know why? The reason for that is that maybe it's not even Jamaican meat. And the American will know that, okay, their meat not tastes good and it tastes exactly like what I have at home. And I want to come to Jamaica to get a fresh, nice cooking where the meat is healthy. They may actually can't avoid it when they're at, their country. But when they come to Jamaica, they're expecting to taste
Jamaican
the
product.
authentic Jamaican chicken. We have a sweet taste.
Yeah.
If you cook American chicken to give to Americans they're gonna know that this is not actually Jamaican taste food. And so what we are finding is that people are now realizing that, you know, Jamaicans are slowly losing
their identity.
They're becoming, you know, an imitation. They're imitating other country. They're so quick want to let go who they are because they don't know how special they are. Some Jamaicans don't know how special they are.
Definitely.
They believe that other countries are better than them. Not all Jamaicans, some Jamaicans. Let me just make that clear. Some Jamaicans are so quick. And you may think, but you live in a foreign country. I don't lose who I am.
No, definitely
not because I live here. I cook my Jamaican food
every single day.
As you can see, most of my channel is about cooking.
Every single day. We don't eat junk food.
I don't buy burger.
We are not
I don't buy fries.
I don't buy the fast food.
No.
Here in we have been living here for what?
30 years.
30 years. And up till now, I cannot find a place in which if I am on the street and I'm feeling hungry that I'm going to go there and buy something to eat. I'd rather wait until I go home
and cook
my
and I'm
meal.
not gonna say that they're not occasionally where Sharon and I will say, okay, let's have a McDonald's fries. But we have one and share it.
Share it together. We never like go in there. I can't tell.
I don't buy burger.
If I ever had burger.
No.
To be honest.
No. I can't remember.
No. I can't remember eating burger.
But one of the things is that the indulging.
Yes.
What we're looking, okay, some of our Jamaican people
are overweight.
Unhealthy weight.
Children
fat. Are becoming obese. In Jamaica. That never been heard of in Jamaica. And it's all because fast food has now blinded the eyes of our children. And because parents are not standing up and say, you know, kids, as much as we look enticing, this is the danger. If you ever have diabetes and it turned into, you know, type 1. I don't know which one is the highest. It's type 1. Type 1. The highest one. Let me just say the highest one. You live on injection. Medication. And if you are a female that never have a child yet and you have that bad diabetes, it affect the baby. It affect even your life. You'll probably not even come out of that birthing properly or even alive based on diabetes. And so if you are eating the wrong food in your body, you are opening these doors of sickness.
One of the things I also noticed that there is this type of drink that they have in Jamaica. I think it's from America called tang. Can you tell me, you have one little sack of something and if you're not careful, it can mix a full drum of water. And it's still sweet. Can that be healthy? What is it that is inside of that tongue that give you that
such a power
amount
that you're making drink after drink with the same sack?
With the same amount of juice with one. I think that when people were making their lemonade drink,
when it was Kool-Aid wasn't too bad because
and maybe put a little because you can gauge how many sugar you put in. When you were just drinking your lime with little sugar, people were more healthier. So now people turn to this thing and people don't do research.
No.
People don't spend time to
research.
What is this I'm drinking? I'm putting in my body. What is the ingredients in this? It is something that is more powerful than a sugar. It's powerful than sugar because what is inside of it? If you have 1 spoon of sugar,
it cannot make a jug of drink.
It cannot make a big jug of drink and make it sweet. Yet here is this thing that have a little sack and a little bit than a spoon of sugar, and yet it have the power
to make a jam full of water, sweet.
So can that be healthy? When I go to Jamaica, I tell my brother, no, I am not drinking these things because these things can never
be healthy.
So Jamaicans need to get back to their roots, get back to, their whole way of doing things, because that was much healthier. You find that children will lose energy now because what? All they're feeding on is junk food. They don't have any
they
energy.
Have a quick spike and then
They just
right back down.
Their
belly full so quick, but then just empty quick.
again.
When we were getting up in the morning, and Mom will do some nice cooked green banana, and stew cornmeal dumpling, and you do some ackee. Sometimes you don't even have no saltfish in it, but you do some ackee and your tomato and your scallion, and that keep you all through the day.
All through the day.
You don't even want lunch. You don't even remember saying you want lunch.
But these children, they're not having any energy. You find that they're not even having energy to go outside to play anymore.
No.
Because what? What the parents is allowing their children to consume is something that will slowly destroy their life. Because parents become so... It's like a microwave world now. Everything is just easy. People fail.
We want to be like the Western world.
And
we think that the Western world is better than our world.
Yes,
it's much more nicer. They have everything fast, and but look on the health rate in the American country. When you look at obesity, when you look at diabetes, when you look at the cancer rate, when you look at what is going on over there, that's, if you're asking for something, remember, you're asking for the same thing that they're getting.
Yes.
If you're saying, I want to become more like America, what is it that you're asking for? Because the real truth about it, when you look at the health and the the weight that most of them have,
it's unhealthy. It's just like when Jesus delivered the Israelite from Egypt and we're taking them to a better place. And so while they were in the wilderness, they become so impatient. And God was the one who were providing. And when God give them manna, they were healthy. They weren't sick. And then they start to look back over into Egypt. Then, looking into America can consider looking into Egypt. And so they start to rebel and say it's better that we were still in Egypt. But what they're looking for the lifestyle, everything that they usually have in Egypt, that they were craving for it. So God just let them start to eat meat. And the meat start to allow them to get sick. So in the same aspect, sometimes you reject the healthy thing that you have. You have
based on what other people you see other
people having. And you want to partake of those unhealthy lifestyle, and before you know it, you start to experience health issue. And that's the reason why the hospitals are crowded. Because Jamaica was a country in which people weren't so sick.
No, and they know the herb. They know the herb.
The facilities was built to, accommodate maybe certain amount. No, the health rate is so high.
They have to build bigger hospital.
It's gonna take time to expand the hospital to accommodate all of these sick people. So people need to start to take care of their health. Don't you know that you are the temple of God?
What you put in your body
is important. If you're not taking care of this temple, it's going to get sick quick. If you're not eating the right stuff, you're going to get sick quick. If you're eating things that is polluted, things that are injected with certain things, things that, they use all chemical to preserve it, you're going to get sick.
Absolutely.
We need to go back to our roots.
We cannot lose who we are.
We cannot lose.
Jamaicans, we cannot. I'm a Jamaican. We can't lose. I am holding on to all of me because I know, as a child growing up, I didn't know what hospital looked like because I didn't need to go there.
No.
And it was years living in this country before I even actually have to be in an hospital. And yes, the food here is quite different. And so you're living in a country, you have to now start to consume the food that is here. And so, yes, you know, it has its effect also, because not everything is organic. Not everything is healthy.
No.
When you grow your own stuff, or when you know somebody who grow their own stuff and there's no chemical on it, you know, so that's the deal. But when you go into shop and buy stuff, you only are guessing and praying and hoping that these food are really, really good for our body. But some things we don't know. But like the burger, like the fries, like
the chicken,
the hot dog, like the chicken,
the pizza,
these things, you know without a shadow of a doubt that these things could never be healthy.
Even with the Chinese restaurant, the amount of maybe sugar that they put into their food.
You know, actually, when you cook at home, you know, and this is the news, this is what the news, but many people don't watch news. The Jamaican news was saying that, you know, you are buying into these food, but you are actually slowing.
Buy now and pay later.
You're going to pay later with your health. You're buying now, feeding yourself, but pay later with your health. You know, when you cook at home, how many sugar, how many salt,
the oil,
how many oil that you will put into your food. But when you buy something, nobody not even concerned. People just want to make money. Most of these business some of the owners them don't even eat
the food.
Let me tell you, 99% of these fast chain owners will only go to the top restaurant where they are prepare really nice, authentic food. And they will have that. But they will not eat from their own restaurant. You know why? Because they know that the meat is not real. They know that the bread is not real. And they want to live long.
Yes.
But, you know, we poor people are the one who make them rich so they can eat healthy. Because we buy their food 24/7. Let me just say we. Even though we're not doing it. Yeah. Just to kind of balance it off. All right? So, you know, we're so concerned. This is our concern.
Yes.
One is that when people come on holiday to Jamaica, they're coming for the real deal.
Yes.
They need to taste Jamaican food. Another thing, parents, if you don't pass the baton on, what Jamaica is going to look like?
A fast food train.
A fast food train. Generation that don't know how to cook. Like, majority of foreign people don't know how to cook. That's why they will say that everybody in Jamaica can cook. No, if you're not careful, we sound like foreigners. Not everybody in Jamaica can cook. And this is where it's going, where people will now say, okay, we're not going to Jamaica for the food anymore. It don't taste good. We may go for the beach. Or they may say, there's no food that is nice out there anymore. So why are we going there? Might as well we stay where we're at, because it tastes just the same like where we're at.
Because when we were younger and in Jamaica, fast food is considered your own cooked meal. Because when you go to a fast food joint in Jamaica, it's a real cooked meal. Sweet. Just like what your mommy would cook at home. No, you're not finding those things like happening. Because one of the things is because they're purchasing. If you go to a restaurant and the meat is not tasting right and things is not tasting good, it's because they're buying the cheap meat. And those cheap meat doesn't come from Jamaica.
No.
You know, it's not Jamaica product. And so even though they might season it, you know, in a certain way, it's still not tasting like back then. When you go, you know, food is so sweet.
Yeah. I make sure, because I didn't realize, you know, guys, that, you know, full meat was actually shipped down into Jamaica to sell. So I was going to buy some mutton. And luckily, I don't know why I said, can I have the Jamaican mutton? And the lady said, oh, I'm sorry, we only sell the foreign one. I have to go to the butcher to get it. Guys, if you didn't know, let me tell you, not every shop in Jamaica sell Jamaican meat. If you want Jamaican meat, you have to ask for it. And hopefully they are honest enough to give you Jamaican meat. Luckily, by God's grace, this lady was willing enough and honest enough. Because maybe if she did sell meat, I probably wouldn't even know until I start cook it and taste it. You know? because the Jamaican meat do taste different,
Different.
even from here. Even though Europe meat is much more
Healthier.
healthier than American meat, I can still taste the difference from this meat here in Europe from the Jamaica. When I go there, I make sure look best dressed chicken. Hopefully they are not. But the chicken that say Jamaica product, it was raised and feed in Jamaica. That's the product I try to go for, and then I bless it and just beg God mercy over it. But the real truth is that we cannot lose who we are, our identity. We cannot give up on who we are as a Jamaican. Even our little patois. Nothing is wrong with English because we are taught English in school.
Yes.
But don't lose the patois. You know how many people like to hear the patois?
Yeah.
And if you lose that, come on, guys. What do we have left? Just the beaches? People don't want... They talk about the Jamaican patois, the Jamaican dance, Jamaican music. We need to keep it. This is what make us stand out.
And make us special.
And make us special. You need to know how special you are. Jamaicans, don't lose it. Mommy, daddy, pass on the button of cooking. Let your children continue to do cooking at home and proper cook. Stop buying these fast things and putting in your fridge. Some of these things that I see, that people buy, putting in their fridge, and then they're cooking all these fries that store up in fridge for so long.
Not going off.
Not going
Can't
off.
be healthy.
It cannot be healthy. It can't be healthy. And then we are so sick. God have mercy. This is not
what God intended for us.
Mankind, good and evil is in the world. And that's the truth about it. We cannot be ignorant to the truth that good and evil
exist.
And some people are rather to lean on the evil because it gives them freedom to do wickedness. If they are open for goodness, they will have a conscience.
Yes.
And they will think about, okay, I cannot give people this to eat. I cannot actually feed my animal on these things because it's going to kill people in the end. So not everybody has that way of thinking.
No.
The world that we are living in, people is just so...
It's about money.
They're so greedy for money that they will kill you in the pursuit of money. And that's why we have to say, oh, you know what? Even if I have to eat healthy callaloo every day, let me eat it. Or cabbage every day. Or ackee every day. The saltfish not too bad. And salt mackerel. Those are the things that are for player. And you know what's sweet too? The chocho. When you back in the days growing up and you cook up those chocho with tomato. That's the food we grow up on. Not me 24/7.
I think you only mainly would have meat on a
Sunday.
That's it. Sunday was a main day. You would consume meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No other day but Sunday.
You like a treat for you.
Yeah. We have to be very, very intentional in this time and season that we are saying, you know what, I choose me. I choose my health because God has lent me this body to care for. Can you imagine a person who love their car?
Yeah.
They've bought a car and they love it. And how much time they spend cleaning it. Nobody can't even brush near it.
Yeah.
We spend more time caring for materialistic things than
the
body that the Lord has lent us. Guys, we have to try. Sometimes you may not know everything, but what you know, what you truly know, and it's visible to your eye, and you recognize that this cannot be healthy. Why do you eat it? Why do you consume it? Why do you put it in your mouth? And you're guilty. The things that you know of, you are guilty. But if you didn't know of it, then you're not guilty. You're innocent. But if you learn the truth that having food like this every day is a recipe for disaster. So my concern and our concern is that our Jamaican people start cooking again.
Yes.
Start cooking.
Go back in your kitchen.
Go back into your kitchen.
If you have a stove, wood fire, it's sweet.
I love wood fire. I can't wait to go home.
Yeah.
Breadfruit. Healthy food.
Yes.
Those food that the Lord, I was in Jamaica and I see some fruit tree coming up. I'm thinking, my goodness, but the Lord his farmers. in plant things that we can eat. We can have healthy food we can eat from. And so we must remember, go for the things that is much more healthier for your children and for your own self.
Yeah.
And so this is our concern. This is our question. What do you think, guys? Do you think Jamaica is losing the authenticity of themselves? Or do you think that, okay, they just kind of sidetrack and they will get back to the reality of who they are?
Get back to their roots.
Get back to their
their
roots.
identity.
So Jamaican people, don't lose it.
No.
If you lose it, then everybody's going to start talking. And people start talking that the food don't taste the same anymore in Jamaica. And it's because you're cooking the wrong meat. And you're actually doing, the wrong thing in your own body. So you're not, your taste bud has been changed. That's another thing. The more fast food you eat is the more, the brain start to believe that this is what you need. And then you have this dopamine, this feel-good feeling, that this is giving you a feel-good feeling.
Yeah.
And so you think that that's what I need, that's the taste I need. And before you know it, you no longer want cooked food.
No.
Cooked food don't taste nice anymore. You just start eating junk. And you don't want your children to have diabetes. You don't want them to have cancer. You don't want them to have high blood pressure. You don't want them to have high cholesterol. You don't want them to have all these sickness. And then you have to spend all these money in hospital to take care of them. Do it early. Learn them how to eat right.
Teach them.
Teach them. Yeah, thank you, Shireen. Teach them how to eat right and help them to learn the correct way of life.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to end this video because we're intent to have a long one and we can talk when we are in chat corner. And Shireen about to say amen.
Amen.
See, church is pulling her.
Church is so much in me.
And another thing, if you want to stay healthy,
Yes.
I'm telling you, the best food is
Jesus
the word of God.
Yeah.
Don't take that out of your home. Devotion, reading the word with your children, praying with them, don't take that out of your house because that is the best recipe for your health.
Amen.
All right, I'll leave you with that.
Amen.
Ta-ta for now.
Bye.